In a recent experiment, a guy takes a regular piece of paper and he takes a regular ant and he puts this ant on this piece of paper. Now, when he puts this ant on this piece of paper, he takes a number 2 pencil and he draws a circle around the ant. And in doing so, he waits and he watches. And it's very interesting. This ant does some fascinating things. The ant walks right up to this pencil line, looks at it, examines it, but does not cross the line. He comes to the other side of the circle, looks at it, walks right up to the line, examines it, does not cross the line. And then he thought, well, I'll try this with a spider. And so he takes a spider and he puts it in the middle of the piece of paper and he draws a circle around the spider. The spider has the exact same response. The exact same response. He goes right up to the edge of the circle, but he does not engage. He does not cross the line. So this guy takes another circle with the same spider and he draws it a little bit closer. Same thing, spider doesn't move. Draws it a little bit closer, same thing, doesn't move. Draws it really close to the spider, and now the spider feels hemmed in. And he takes a step across the imaginary line. And then he takes the spider again, and he puts it in the bigger circle again. And from that point on, the spider had no fear of crossing the circle ever again. See, that circle represents a lot of things that are just like us. We have all these circles in our life that we've just kind of created. They're imaginary circles, but they really do hold us fast. We don't cross the lines. For some of you, it was the circle when the church fell apart that you were a part of, leadership made some bad decision, a pastor made a bad moral decision, and you drew an invisible line in your mind. And you said, you know what? I'm not gonna trust anymore. I can't trust pastors, I can't trust Christians, and somebody, the only reason why you're here today is someone said, hey, let's go to breakfast, and they showed up here. And it was super shady, but we're really glad you're here, right? But we put these imaginary circles around our lives. And what we do is we just think this is what reality is. And for some of you, you grew up like me. You weren't really a churched person. Maybe you didn't walk away from the church. You just were never a part of it. My parents weren't Christians. My grandparents weren't Christians. Grew up with a violent alcoholic father. It was a tough world. And it wasn't until Christians reached out that my life became radically altered for all the better reasons. You might be thinking like, there's no way that Jesus would love me. There's no way that he would love me. There's no way that I can believe that. That is a lie, a line that you drew in your life. For some reason, you needed that line at the time, but you no longer need it anymore. He loves you. He loves you. And not only did he choose you, but what does this word choose mean? It means that you're wanted. You're seen. You're necessary in his economy. He wants you. And I know right now, some of you are rationalizing in your mind. You're just thinking these things. Can't be me. It's not be me. I'm not that person. And they're just imaginary lines that you put there that you just need to take a step across. And you know what happens when you take a step across? You'll never step back in the same way again. You'll never be trapped by it again. And that's the truth for us. We need to realize that we are loved by God. And some of you go, well, what about the bad circumstances that I was born into? I get it. My earliest memories of my father are like slamming me against the wall. I remember being in these bad situations. So I could say the same thing. Why did you put me in this situation, God? If you love me so much, here's why. And it's different, but this is what it was for me. I think if I didn't do this, if God hadn't put me in that family, I would have taken all the abilities and the talents that God has given to me, and I would have materialized those things. I would be sitting in some big house somewhere behind gates and caring about myself and not you. But when God healed me in those ways, he said, I want you to give this to everyone else as much as you can to anyone who would believe and receive. God allows you to go through the things because he's shaping you into the person that he wants you to be, not for the sake of yourself alone, but for the sake of everyone that's dear to you. And it's hard. It is. No one should ever tell you that walking the Christian path is an easy path, but you'll never, ever walk it alone.